Coming to you live.
Boy, you crazy.
Right, all right. Welcome on in. As you come on in, I want you to make sure that you type in where you're watching from. Um, let's just get into it. Let's talk about the pork strike. Hi, I'm Dominique Nash of the DNG podcast, and I saw a very disturbing video from CBS News that really can describe a little bit more in detail than I can. For the people on Facebook,
those greedy companies are making billions of dollars and they don't want to share. That's why we're out here now fighting for a contract. We're going to fight for it and we're going to win it. Or this portal will never open up again. From here to Houston. I'm not playing games here.
What do you say to people who don't understand what you guys do and they don't want the economy to shut down, but they don't fully understand the job of the men and women who work here?
That's the problem. Nobody knew what the longshoremen were. We didn't get respected, but now we will. Now we will when they find out malls are going to shut down because goods can't come in. Car salesmen are going to get laid off. Well, guess what? Everything that comes in this country comes from the containers off these ships that my men work. And I want the world to know it.
They learned during
Don't come after us saying we're greedy. Go after those greedy that own these companies in Europe. Go after them. They're sitting over there taking $4 billion bonuses for themselves at Christmas time. That's got to stop.
so as you saw, I was talking to the people on TikTok that are watching, and thank you guys so much for watching. They are actively striking, and I mean actively, which means that 1.4 billion in weekly AG trade is at risk. That means all of our trading goods are not going in and out, export and import. It's shut down. That means that we won't have a normal supply of things. The supply is being affected. So therefore the demand for it, the money, is about to skyrocket. And I would really love to hear some of you guys' feedback. If you are on TikTok, you're more than welcome to request to come on the screen to share your feedback about how you feel about this strike. Personally, for me, I think that it's already hard enough with what we have to deal with in life. Housing is not affordable. Food is not affordable, and our food quality is has taken a dive. But what is it that other American people feel? How are you guys feeling about dealing with our food supply that is not the best, but it is outpriced? How do you feel about the housing crisis or housing affordability, however people want to put it? How do you feel about the pressure that a lot of Americans are feeling, where a lot of my creator friends have stopped building their own business and brand because they can't? Their bills are stacking up. The cost for gas, the cost for living is just not where we need it to be. So, how do you guys feel about that? I know I'm stretched. I'm tired. I have 4 children, and my husband and I both work. But it seems that we can't get ahead. We are the average American family. And I said average. Minding my own says food is too expensive. I spent $400 for 2 weeks for 2 people. I understand your concern. I have to buy food for 6 people. So just imagine how stretched we feel. Thank you for your comment. If this strike is happening, that means that even more money is going to go. Your $400 budget for 2 people is now going to be multiplied to $600 or $900 because food costs is about to skyrocket. Guys, make sure that you're sharing this live feed. Everybody is so distracted with what happened with celebrity culture, what's happening on our jobs, how we're feeling about paying rent, but nobody is paying attention to this strike. This strike is imperative for us to pay attention to because the cost for the supply is about to increase. Our supply is stopping. Did you hear that? The supply can no longer move through because they are on strike. So when you have a problem with supply and demand, it is very simple. When you have a problem with supply and demand, that means that we are going to be even more stretched than before. People are not going to be able to afford more housing. More people are going to be homeless. King and queen of everything said it's going to get crazy. People don't realize. I agree. I saw one of my podcaster friends post a video and they said one thing that I truly believed in. This is a setup for something like the purge. Think about it. If you can control the supply and demand, we're already stretched to our limits. The American people are struggling. We have the highest increase when it comes to our wages, but the cost of living is higher. King and queen of everything says where I live in Naples, rentals went from $1,900 to $3,200 a month. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous because these places are not even worth $3,200 a month. When my husband and I and our 4 kids were homeless, we would go to view homes that had no central air. They had no stove, no refrigerator, sticky floors, nothing done. Nothing done. No, nothing. And they wanted a minimum of $1,200 a month with $5,000 to move in as a security deposit or leasing fee, a holding fee, which is just the amount of the rent for no reason. They just want that, okay? And you have to pay for the security. It's the affordability crisis that we are feeling is real. It is real. King and queen of everything said I had to move to Tampa. So what is the rent like in Tampa, Florida? I'm in the Midwest, and I'm going to tell you that the minimum that you're going to pay is $1,200, and they're going to tack on each and every fee that they can think of. I mean, each and every fee. The American people are being pressured to give even more money. This is strategic. This strike is strategic. These American people are striking on the port because they said that their jobs are up for grabs from robots. Right? Robots. So if they're on strike and they have robots that can replace these people, let's see how supply and demand goes then. That's what I'm interested in. Will the dime still be on the American people? King and queen over everything said you got approved to buy, but in our price range, all the real estate investors are buying to flip. All of the real estate investors, the hedge fund accounts, the corporations are all owning small family homes on purpose. On purpose. Ever since the plan, you know what? All real estate is now operated by corporations, not by the American people anymore. Why? If you control the supply, you can increase the demand. That's it. We have inflated rental prices. We have inflated food costs because they are controlling all of the supply. 100% of it. And this strike, I don't know about you, but I'm concerned. If we don't have our necessities, toilet paper, soap, bread, milk, eggs, cheese, medicine, if it cannot go where it needs to go on the port because they're striking and they're striking for higher wages and not to be replaced by robots, how do the American people get what they need? How? because now all the stores, they're watching. So you're going to see a nice increase in price. The prices are already ridiculous because guess what? The food is not even real. I said it. You have to read. I have to read every part of food that I purchase because most of it is bioengineered food ingredients. Angela says the West Coast ports are opening and operating. Thank you for sharing that tip, Angela. We're on Facebook and TikTok as well. So I'm reading comments from everybody. Adam Barter says so true. That's right. Um, it's good to know that the West Coast is operating, but these major ports, I want to know what it is that they actually are carrying for the import and export that is such a huge demand. It's a huge demand if they can strike and make national news. When I tell you everything on this port, if you search it on Google, port strike, search it on Google, it's going to give you so much of bread and butter of what is wrong with our economy. We are all stretched. People are working themselves to death. There is no reason that a person should be working a six-figure job and still doing Uber Eats, Instacart, DoorDash, or babysitting people's dogs just to pay their rent or mortgage. We're stretched. Angela said Trump is trying to tank the economy before the election on purpose. On purpose. I do believe so. I think that we have, as people in America, I do not understand how we can trust apps to do so many things for us. But when it comes to holding electoral people accountable, knowing where our tax dollars are going, we don't have any app to do that. We have to just trust our words on it. We also have an age-old rule on how to vote. There's no new, these, okay, I'm going to talk about myself. I'm a geriatric millennial, meaning I am the brink. My generation is the brink of technology. Why are there not many geriatric millennials in office? We are the future. Why are we still being led by old thinking? The fact that we have to stand in a line to vote when we can do everything else from our phones. They can even call you and tell you, hey, I need your vote. They can text you and ask you, do you want to donate to Trump's new fund? Do you want to donate to Kamala Harris? But we have to stand in a line to do a vote for the electoral college to say, I know this is what you voted for, but we want this. Do you think that that's the way that the American people should still be treated? Because I don't. Let's read some comments. Let's see. Angela said the strike is one reason why corporations are going to automation. I do get this. I get this because people have the freedom to strike, right? But the one thing about automation is that you still need a person in order to make the automation work. So people are still needed. King of Queen of Everything says I was working 60 hours a week to support my granddaughter in this account, and I had a heart attack. I'm so sorry to hear that. God bless you. Minding my own business says you're honestly can't trust any candidate. They are in it for themselves. This government never cares. This government is a big business. It's a big business. Anytime most of our food is contaminated with bioengineered food ingredients, it's a big business. If we are constantly eating Play-Doh, and I say Play-Doh on purpose because it's not real. That's why we have obesity. That's why we have ADHD. That's why we have all type of autism. We have people's mental health sinking by the hour because it's what's in the food. What's in the food? It's the problem. We are not maximizing humanity. We are trying to control how much we can make off humanity. Angela said, right. This is why people have to get into robotics and automation. That is true. But then now, in order for me to make a living for my family, I have to get back in debt. I have to go back to school, which is going to take time and support from someone in order for me to obtain this degree and get myself in even more debt to be able to do the jobs, to automate the things, to do the job. I will tell you this. And this is personal for me, okay? I am highly educated. I went and I got a close to 4.0 in high school, went to a accelerated college so that they could find me a job as a paralegal. Then I went back to school after having 2 kids and got my bachelor's degree. And now in this economy, a bachelor's degree means it's the same as me having a high school diploma, which is a shame because the skills that I had to learn in order to get the bachelor's degree is still pertinent to this economy. It's always pertinent. I learned how to be a manager. I learned how to do business. I learned how to be an entrepreneur. I learned how to use systems. But you tell me that I don't qualify for these high paying jobs that pay 6 figures because I won't get myself back in debt and go back to school. It's a cycle. We are now becoming the hamsters. We're running the race for no reason because they just keep moving the goalpost. The strike, this is intentional. This is intentional. Because let's see what they would do to make sure that they can afford the means of necessities. The price inflation, that's on purpose. Yeah. Because let's see how far we can stretch them till they just give up everything. They'll give up their kids to daycare and they'll pay for that. They'll eat this crappy food because that's all they can afford. They'll go and work their 40-hour-a-week job, and then they'll go and do Uber Eats, and then they'll do DoorDash, and then they'll do Instacart. So we have a revolving door of money. A revolving door of money coming from each and every American while we're getting sick. We're getting sick from the food that we have to consume. We're getting sick because we're tired. We're overworking. Our kids are left behind. They don't care. They're already trying to poison them. The free food lunch program at your kid's school. Look at the ingredients. It's all poison. It's all poison. Minding my own business means exactly nothing right now with a BSN have to work a second job on days off to afford this economy and still can't afford it. I saw a young lady on TikTok. She worked for a huge Fortune 500 company. And the only reason that she came up on my feed is because I talk about what's going on now, and she was crying. She had to make a decision between paying for her child's daycare or she was about to be homeless, working for a Fortune 500 company. It is not right. It is not right, the things that we are being put under pressure for. This port strike, this is going to put us all under a lot of pressure. Adam Barter said, that sounds so awful because it's the truth. This port strike is going to put even more pressure and stress on each American until you give up. Then homelessness is already a crime. Yeah, I was homeless for 6 months. And there's only 2 things you can do when you don't have a permanent residence. You can spend a lot of money in short-term rentals, which, by the way, that's where all the single-family homes and townhomes that are no longer on the market that you cannot afford, they're on the market. They're on Zillow, but you can't afford them. So they do that on purpose. So now you can become a short-term renter, Airbnb, or a vacation rental. And guess what? They can make what they would put for you to pay within 1 month, they can make it every weekend. We are nothing but tax dollars. We are just money. We're not people. They don't care about you. They don't care about your vote. They care about the amount of money they can drain from your pockets. This port strike, this is going to be a very difficult time to be an American. We thought that what we had to deal with back in 2019, 2020 was a lot. This port strike, this is going to show us who we really truly are. If you think that the Great Depression only happened once in history, we're about to go into the Greater Depression. So buckle up, folks. Say your prayers. Get right with God. Because the amount of money that they're about to stress us to give is going to put a lot of us in a lot of tight situations. And my prayers to you is that you'll be able to survive. Because I pray I will too. Thank you so much for taking the time with me today. I appreciate your time. If you have any further comments or feedback, this on Facebook will be on the post for as long as I keep it on there. But on TikTok, I'm going to share a replay. So make sure that you're following me. You're connected on all social sites. We're going to watch and see what happens. And if you notice that there's an influx in price on certain things, comment. Let us know. We are information. This is community. The community has more control than they know. But what divides us are the things that they put out there. Race, sexual preference, status. All of that is a distraction. If we come together just as Americans who want to survive this port strike, that is just going to really put so much pressure on us. I mean, it's really going to put pressure on us. And this is going to happen until it's time for us to vote. Adam Barter said religion is a big dividing one. I would agree. It doesn't matter if you go to church every Sunday or not. Your life is about to change. Your comfortability and affordability is on the line. We are already feeling it, but it's about to get so much more worse. Adam Barter said we all pretty much believe in God, but yet we all are taught that everyone else's beliefs are wrong. I completely agree, dear friend. It's not the time to separate because of tradition of religion. It's not the time to separate because of race, color, or creed. It is the time that we stick together to push forward, to have a better tomorrow for our future. What does that look like? That looks like when you know something, you comment and let us know. I made a video that on Facebook is at 4.1 million views. On TikTok, it's still in the thousands because people have stopped caring. I saw bioengineered food ingredients on most of the products that are advertised to our children, to our youth, and then they want to know why they're out of control. They're being controlled by fake food. It has no nutrients. Your brain cannot develop if you don't feed it. So what did I do? I opened up my platform to show you guys the truth. Some people are so deep into it that they cannot see the truth. They cannot see the truth. They want to believe that if it did not kill Big Mama, It ain't gonna kill me, but this is not the product. This is not the product that Big Mama was eating. This is not the product that Nana was eating. This is the product that is wrong. It is colored. It's spray painted. It is a rouge. It is a coup. It is not real food. We are being fed lies constantly. Lies in the government, lies in our food products, lies in advertisements. We are constantly fed lies. And then when they're called out on their lies, they point at each other. But they're all working together. So we as a community need to stand up for what we believe in. I don't feel that any candidate right now represents what I want for a better tomorrow. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not down to just voting for, the lesser evil. No, we need to push for change. If Canada can stop paying their bills and make their government pay attention, why can't America? We're bigger. We're stronger. Lisa said, this is the war we are in. Say it again. This is a war. We've been at war. We just didn't know we were the target. They're not at war with the people that they show you on movies. Okay? They're at war with the American people because they just want to keep our minds on this freedom slavery. See, it's not slavery. You work. And you put in all these hours and you get paid. And then all of a sudden your gas bill is due, your house note is due, your car note is due, the car insurance is due, and then you have no more money. And then you have to go back to work. And then we're going to tax you on stuff that we already taxed. And then we're going to tax you more, and then you're going to go to the grocery store and you can't afford anything. This is slavery with extra steps. Trust me, I know. My people were enslaved. Now everybody's enslaved. So how do we push for change? How do we do that? Hicks said withholding is the new change. Stay home, stay safe. I like it. But it's going to scare a lot of people. People are scared to stand up because they are afraid of what that might do. But if you stand up and you refuse to pay and you stop, you have more power than you think, because I'm not Dominique. I'm a dollar sign. And you know what America sees a dollar sign? They see that I have children, so they're going to tax me for my deductible, my dependents in there. And then they know that if they get sick, I have to take them to the doctor. And I have health insurance, but the health insurance never covers the regular bill. So what are they going to do? If I put them in regular school, they're going to eat all this fake food. Like I said, the free school lunch program is nothing but fake food. Every time my kids went to regular in-person school, they were sick, and it was from the food. They go to homeschool. They're never sick. And it's not anything to do with germs. They play with other kids outside. It's the food. I kid you not. I have 4 kids. It's the food. If we keep the kids sick, we keep the parents paying. There's no reason that childcare, daycare should cost the same as your rent or your mortgage. I'm just saying. So, what's the plan? How do we push for change? How do we push for our government to hear us and do it our way? The old way is not working. They're on strike. I thought that paying $6.32 for a pack of Angel Soft tissue was expensive. They're on strike. That $6.38 tissue is now going to go to $13. It's not going to change in value. It's not going to change in size. It might get smaller. And then the next following week is going to be $25. And then you're going to have your neighbor who has more funds than you fighting you over it. It's the new form of purge. May the best American win. Someone said, Kate said, this license to carry with income taxes, we have been a bigger fish to fry. Let's see, Sexy Lisa said it's definitely in the food. Go gluten free, but still check the ingredients. We have to check everything because to them we are dumb, and we will believe anything they put in front of us. We will believe it. It will be law. It will be fact, not faux. They get to dictate everything about our lives. But what do you want to dictate? What do you care about for your future? Will you really truly stand up, or you're just going to vote for the lesser of two evils? Think about that. I thank you for your time. And I hope that this message really opens your eyes. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for joining me, Facebook.